I could die so easily.
Yeah.
Like, that's the...
I've swung. I've swung in the shop. Yeah.
Okay, that's...
Dude. What's good, y'all? I hope everybody's living well and staying blessed. It's your boy, Markus B. As always, I'm with the one and only Mr. Evan Simmons and new guy, Kris. This is episode 65 of Holla Me, with yours truly. And today, we're supposed to have a guest on. We had some things happen, so it ended up just being me, Evan, and Kris. And we just chatted. We had some music talk. Then we did this really deep dive on greatness, would you say, Kris? And choosing what is like backup plans and whether or not you should have them if you're trying to be great at something. So then we ended it with the recent cancellation or talks of cancellation of Dr. Seuss. So just really good talk overall the entire time. So I hope you guys enjoy the episode. As always, if you like what we're doing out here, make sure you like, follow, share, and subscribe to everything, all social medias and all that, as well as if you need any thing for health, wellness, and nutrition, make sure you go to Redcon1, use my promo code T20MarkusB, get 20% off your entire order and help your boy out, help the studio out, and we appreciate you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the episode. Peace. All right, and we're back.
Whoa. Yo.
Seen you a lot this week, dog.
Yes.
Yeah. Making up for that snowstorm, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that week-long ice inhabitants.
I still can't believe that happened. So
yeah.
The zip ties that I got that attaches that are on the drawer on the desk, but as you can see,
yeah,
the drawer is facing the wall.
That's silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why'd you put?
Because then he would have to attach the mic on the other side.
And there's no way to attach them on the other side.
Yeah. So.
I could put on those.
You're right. You could.
No, what you get is stands.
Huh?
Like microphone stands.
What do you mean?
Like a microphone stand.
Like this?
No, like something that doesn't attach to a...
Oh, just like a free-floating thing?
Yeah.
Or not free-floating,
Self-standing?
Self...
Self-propelling? Like it's just moving? Like it's just up and down on its own? Just a microphone just on its, moving on its... That's a...
That'd be kind of cool.
That's like those cameras, for, NFL games.
Yeah, exactly.
But for a podcast.
Well, we talked about getting, what's it called?
Yeah.
GoPro? I was going to say GoFundMe. I was like, that's not right. Talked about getting the GoPro at first, but then we realized that, the lens would have captured too much. Anyways.
I'm going to leave the door open.
Oh, my God. We forgot to talk about that. Oh, we didn't get a chance to talk about that.
Yeah.
It came out the next day. Have you listened to this?
What?
The Bruno Mars Anderson .Paak track?
Mm-mm.
Ugh.
So
how dare you?
Two of some of the best,
What do you expect from me?
I know.
Some of the best.
I was hoping,
soul.
by now you would have... Some things would have gotten... No? All right.
Nah.
Maybe one day.
Not everyone's on the scene, man. Not
That's
everyone's
fair.
on the scene.
That is fair. I
found one artist that I would like, and that's all I listened to for 2 months.
Who?
Right now,
just
it's
in general?
AGR. Yeah.
It's who?
AGR.
How's that?
Let's Go Out with a Bang. They wrote that one.
I've never heard of this.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him?
What kind of music is that?
Kind of just, I don't know, like R&B, hip hop. I don't know.
AGR. Yeah, never heard of it.
It's 3 dudes.
The boy band coming back. The trio's a weird one, ain't it?
No.
No,
I think it's one of the oldest like forms of like.
it doesn't mean it's not
Groups.
weird.
Nah, I mean like, I think groups are coming back. I think groups are. We're done with the solo thing.
Are we done with the solo thing?
Everyone's into collabs now. Like,
Jesus.
like no one wants to be like.
Dude, I'm so pumped about this Silk Sonic album.
Yeah, like Anderson .Paak, Bruno Mars, doing a bunch of like soul, R&B,
It was just so groovy.
hip hop group. Like
It was so groovy.
it's gonna be like a hit album this year.
Easy running for best album of the year.
Yeah, it's I saw a production thing on it today. They were like, they're taking like they had to think about like them using like mono drums, so not using drums that are panned to like.
Oh, wow.
They're like, man, they're doing like because that was like a technique they used in like the 70s to make everything like feel like tighter.
Yeah.
Was to use mono drums and make everything just feel like it's right.
I mean, that's all the recording for like Sinatra and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where they just have that single mic in the center
Right.
and just like
Play. They're going for that like that old school
hell yeah, dude.
70s sound. It's gonna be legit. I'm excited for
I'm
it.
so excited. That I was with Connor. He came up to do lessons on Friday, and we were listening to it in the car. And he hadn't saw the video. He just listened to it, but he saw one of the comments saying that like after listening to this, I feel rich, and he didn't. He was like, I don't really get that. But then he watched the video, and you're like, oh,
I get that.
I get that. You feel better about who you are in time and space after listening to that track.
It's a very like wholesome sounding song.
Ugh, yeah.
Like the topic isn't like as like actually it's a pretty wholesome.
It's
like,
a smooth I'm
gonna leave the door open.
gonna leave the door open.
Hey.
You know, like hey, if you want to come through.
Come through.
If not, I.
But yeah, it's a very wholesome sounding. Like I feel like the whole album is gonna sound like that.
It's gonna sound good.
so like. I feel comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Bruno Mars still got that vibe coming off of 24 Karat Magic. Like that's that's just like I think that is his
freaking
his final form on his voice.
Yeah. Well,
just,
I wouldn't even say his voice. His like the overall style of Bruno Mars. Like 24 Karat Magic is that epitome of like, he's just the cat that was born in the wrong decade.
Wrong decade. Absolutely.
He would have been like in the ranks of like your Luther Vandross, your like I was gonna say like your Teddy Pendergrass, like your like those old school like soul artists.
Yeah.
Just part of that group.
It's so good. And goddamn, he's attractive.
He's a handsome man. Yes.
He's a handsome man.
Yes.
And Anderson.
Yes.
I like Anderson's smile. When he smiles, I feel good. I feel good when Anderson smiles.
I watch Anderson .Paak's Tiny Desk like every once
just as a reminder.
Yeah.
Just feels good.
Like him just like asking his bassist Jose, he's like, Jose, what's that song about? Jose, it's about coming down off of substances? I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm just drinking water. Just him having a good time, man. That's what that album's gonna feel like.
That's it.
Two of the most fun like artists like. Making a solo album.
Like when was the last time you listened to like a fun album?
That wasn't like in like deep in the feels. Like
I don't know if I've ever had that feeling. Have you ever had that feeling, Kris?
Of what?
Like a fun album. Like you listen to it and like you don't feel good because it's like wholesome, but it's just like you feel good because it's just like it just puts you in a better mood.
Yeah, I've had that.
When was the last album I listened to like that?
I don't know about you. The last thing I can think of is like 24 Karat Magic. Or
It might be 24 Karat Magic, yeah. So I'm thinking like For Your Eyes Only. Like that was a big album for me.
That album's not fun.
But not fun. Not fun at all.
Like, it's him talking about like being a father and
it's an aggressive one.
album about growing up and like having
Yeah, there's some songs on that one. Shout out J Cole, but that was like the first album that I bought the full album since like I was a child.
Yeah.
Like since getting into streaming, like I was like, oh no, like I'm gonna buy this one.
Do you ever like? Do you own you own album?
Yeah, I own vinyls. Yeah,
you own albums.
Come on now.
You own vinyl. Like
I want everything in vinyl. I need a 24 karat magic vinyl.
I keep getting the urge to like I'm gonna buy everything in vinyl. Like I just want to like.
It hits different.
Like all of my favorite.
We've never listened to anything in vinyl here with you, have I?
No, we haven't like sat and like listened to the whole album.
It's different.
Yeah, I mean, the records I own, I'm like, because there was a phase. There's a store in Denton called Recycle Bookstore where they sell a bunch of old records and books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I like bought a couple of albums and stuff, and I'll sit at home, put it on. For listening to vinyl, like you can't get up.
No, and I think that's the nice thing about it.
Like you can maybe cook to it or something like that, but there's like you can't like pause it and like come back late. Like nah, you're gonna listen to this thing all the way through. You can't distract yourself or like put on TikToks.
Yeah.
A time like nah, you're gonna sit and listen to this whole thing. Like I have. I thought it was an original pressing of Getz and Gilberto, Stan Getz and João Gilberto, like,
okay.
like some straight bossa nova. Like,
hell yeah!
I was like, man, I thought I had an original pressing of that. I was like, this. But it turns out it wasn't. It was like a second edition or whatever.
Damn.
But that I can just put that on like, the hour passes and you're just like.
You just feel good, man.
Like
you just feel good listening to it. I might have an original pressing of Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh yeah,
Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
It took me a really long time to listen to it because I was like, I just need to have like.
It's an experience.
I need to have an hour to just sit here.
Yeah.
And just listen to it. And I finally listened to it during the first snowstorm. Back in January or December.
Oh yeah, we did have like a snow day, didn't we?
Yeah,
it was in January.
Snow day. Yeah, it was a snow day, not a snowstorm. But yeah, during that one, because I was like, oh well, I can't go nowhere. Album.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one to just like. Yeah, it's one of those like experiences. Everyone's like, gotta listen to Dark Side of the Moon. Just sit there and like listen to the whole thing. I was like, it's good.
No, it's like actually.
It's good.
I actually got to do it. And then I've got the. Oh my gosh, Mary J Blige, one of her first ones.
I really don't know any Mary J Blige.
How dare you?
What do you mean? How dare I? Like, there's so much music out there. I can't listen to everything.
But
listen to everything.
You're right, but she's one of the OGs.
Everyone's an OG.
No, how dare you?
Have you listened to every like freaking Beethoven symphony? Like all? Do you own all of those? The London Philharmonic recordings, like. Not London Symphony Orchestra.
I've got what's his name, Brubeck. I thought I'd lucked out with getting like an original pressing of a Brubeck album, but I didn't pay attention. I just saw Brubeck, and I was like, all right, got it. Like,
you have Time Out, right?
No, I've got his one choir album.
Oh.
It's super weird, dude.
Dave Brubeck choir.
I was super pumped to listen to it and put it on, and I thought it was just like because it's just these weird like vocal open chords at first, and I was like, all right, like it's Brubeck, okay,
weird way
to start, but I can get into it, and then like 7 minutes in, it didn't change, and I was like,
this is it.
Is this it? And then I like actually looked at the album. And like I started reading through it, and it's like it was basically like Dave got bored of jazz with bands, so he decided to write a full length album of music for choir.
I mean, that's the like.
And now I own it, and I've listened to like 2 songs on it. It's so strange.
I love those stories of artists being like, you know what, I've been playing jazz a lot, or I've been playing classical a lot, or I've been playing country a lot. Let me just like Willie Nelson just like
just-
doing giant steps. like
Wait, did he really do giant steps?
yeah,
What?
yeah. Willie Nelson like can swing. Like
Holy crap! I had no idea.
yeah, he's got a recording of him playing some jazz standards like live, which is like, wait, you like the folk guy, Willie Nelson? Like
That's wild.
yeah, he can.
Can you put on the intro? Go to YouTube real quick. We'll probably have to cut this part out. But just look up Silk Sonic intro.
Silk Sonic.
Also, great name.
Oh yeah.
Great name. 21 Pilots is trash.
Incorrect.
Tell me, Imagine Dragons is trash.
Them two.
Wait,
They're okay.
never mind. I'm thinking.
Wait.
Never mind.
Yeah, wait. What do you think?
For some reason, you said 21 Pilots, and I'm. Never mind.
Did you hear Imagine Dragons from 21 Pilots?
I got my bands mixed up. Because I was thinking of Natural that Imagine Dragons came out with.
No, I Imagine Dragons is okay, but no, 21 Pilots, come on, dog. You're better than that.
Yeah. Iggy also did 100 Bad Days. I don't know if you heard that one. 100 Bad Days made 100 good stories, 100 good stories. Wait. 100 Bad Days makes 100 good stories. 100 good stories make me interesting at a party or something like that. That's the chorus.
Yeah. That's a cool line. That's a solid bar.
Yeah. I'll check them out.
Yeah, it's just straight up AGR.
AJR.
AJR. Gotcha.
That's it.
Yeah, I'll check. I'll listen to them for sure. I remember I did a.
Another artist I listen to is NF.
Do you just like letters?
What's up with all these acronyms?
You don't know NF either?
Nah.
Oh my. I thought y'all at least know NF.
How does it feel to know things that we don't?
It feels pretty good.
Right? And quick pause break again.
Alright, this is the album that I found him on. It's called The Search.
Big ass album.
Yeah, it's 20 songs.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Album should be 12 songs long. I'm gonna say it.
13.
Bonus track is 13.
Either bonus track or intro. That was NF?
Yeah, just NF.
The Search?
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting.
That's the intro to the album, too.
Bold move with the go back and forth when rappers or just anybody in general uses like blatant like orchestra sounds, like you said, game music almost.
Oh yeah.
Like it's an interesting take, and
I mean, like everyone's been doing that.
I'm always intrigued with how, because your flow is based off of your backtrack,
Right.
give or take.
Yeah.
But when you have just these big open chords and like whole notes, you have this free play and like.
Yeah, the subdivision kind
Yeah.
of goes away, so there's no.
Oh, I'm sure y'all have heard one song on this album, though. Time. He's got all kinds of different
Sounds
styles.
sounds
and
familiar,
sounds.
but I don't think that I've heard it.
when
That's
It was on the radio a lot when it came out. That was his most popular one from this album.
only white dudes can have that type of flow. I can't think of a black guy that has the like. Don't get me wrong. You have your Drakes that do the when I say like lyrical flow,
Yeah.
like where there's like almost a melodic line in the way they're rapping, but that style I've only ever heard white dudes do.
Are you talking about the second song and the first song?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Well, no, I guess the first song because that one was just like that's
That was just him singing.
that's just him singing. That's the
Right.
the Drakes who else is doing that big right now? Is it Lil Baby or Da Baby?
Da Baby?
Da Baby. Yeah.
I honestly don't listen to any DaBaby or NBA YoungBoy or
Yeah, I don't listen to
your.
you.
With dudes like that,
I heard one. What's the, something B? Is it Cardio B? Not Cardi B. Playboy Cardi.
Playboy Cardi. Yeah.
I heard a song of Playboy Cardi's. It made me actively mad. Like, I was like, I just had some it was just like a Spotify like recommended like playlist or whatever. Like it was like, yeah, good Tyler the Creator song. And it had like a Drake song, and then it was like Playboy Cardi, and I was like, this is making me like, but it was like really, it was really repetitive.
Yeah.
And I see how it's like good for like a 13-year-old would be like, yeah, this is like, this is it. It kind of says the same thing over and over again. Like
with a lot of this generation of rappers, I don't mind them as features. I think they are actually really good as features on other people's tracks. But on their own original stuff, like, yeah, not that good.
Like I just rather like your music like say something. If your music isn't like saying something, like I know like a lot of it's just for party. It's not for listening. Not for. And not everything has to be the epitome of like it's gonna win a Pulitzer. But
Yeah.
Like,
But even then, man, and this is coming from a man that actively listens to the African spiritual Nuck If You Buck.
no.
Excuse me, the Negro spiritual. That's formerly coined term by Charlemagne the God. Negro spiritual Nuck If You Buck, which is about nothing.
No.
But you play that song, and everybody getting out the chair. Like, you have to.
Right.
And, Shots comes on by Lil Jon.
Right.
Hard to not at least, like...
Nah, 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 nah.
It's so bad, but it's so good.
Right.
And I'm intrigued to see which... Because there's a lot of people that tried to be in that Lil Jon genre of straight party mix.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't name any of them.
Oh, did you know, I didn't know this, but look up LMFAO. They're two out. I didn't know they only had 2 albums.
Yeah.
They had something like Let's Party, and then
there was LMFAO?
Yeah, LMFAO. Like they have the 2 like funniest like album names. It's only
Really?
2. One came out in 2011. One came out in 2012.
Hell yeah!
And then they were just out. They marked.
Hey, bro, they got some instant bangers.
They made Party Rock Anthem. And then they were out.
It was Party Rock Anthem, and then Walk in the Club, All Eyes on Me. I'm with the Party Rock crew.
They did Sexy and I
All
Know
drinks
It.
on free.
Yeah, Sexy and I Know It. Yeah.
Yeah. Like those 2 songs aren't gonna go away ever. Like those, you bring those up and people are gonna be like, oh yeah. Like those are like, I forgot about those songs. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Did you find the album?
The names?
Yeah.
2011 one is Sorry for the Party Rockin'.
And the first one, I think the first one is just Party Rockin'.
Yeah. The 2009 album is just Party Rock.
Party Rock.
Sorry for the Party Rockin'.
And then we're out. Like, I love that. They were just
Dude, it would be beautiful they came back with, we've been partying.
What y'all been doing in quarantine? We've been partying.
10 years later. Oh my God, that'd be hilarious.
Out of nowhere. I've always wanted to be a one-hit wonder. Come out with one hit.
That is like, but that was the impressive thing with them is that they kept the same vibe, and their second song was just as like one hit wondery,
Right.
which nobody else does. Like no other like.
No one hit wonder makes two one hit wonders.
Yeah.
A 2-hit wonder.
2-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Wait, is there such thing as a 2-hit wonder?
Probably.
What's another 2-hit wonder? Is that? I feel like that's
Ed
hard.
Sheeran.
No,
No.
How dare you? Don't disrespect my boy Ed Sheeran.
Louis Capaldi. Yeah, Someone You Loved and then Before You Go.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's that? That goatee guy.
Gautier.
Yeah. He had somebody that you used to know.
And then he had a different one. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was it.
Such a weird music video.
Yeah, that weird. Yeah, his weird like not impressionist, but like that.
Like the mosaic, not mosaic.
What's that?
What is that
style of art? It's like Picasso. Oh, I feel bad now. I can't think of not minimalism.
Not minimalism. It's not impressionism. It's Can you look up styles of art from
Oh, I feel so
what is
awful.
it? 1920s, 1930s?
Yeah, 20s. Picasso was alive in the 20s.
Oh, you guys look that up. I'm gonna use the restroom.
1920s.
Yeah.
Dada, Surrealism, Expressionism.
Expressionism.
Look up Picasso style of art. It might be expressionism.
Like that?
Yeah, like what's that? Like what is that called? Can't remember what that.
Cubism.
Cubism, yeah, Cubism. That weird like, the goatees out. His one music video was that weird, triangles and stuff all over his face. Yeah, that was a. Oh, I miss I miss a good one hit wonder. I don't know of any other one hit wonders from now. More now. What happened to Iggy Azalea? Did she have one song that was good?
I don't remember. I don't really know. Do you listen to the Logic though?
I do. Yeah. Yeah, I've listened to a few.
What about you, Bunya?
Can we get an answer?
Logic.
Cubism.
Cubism.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
I say you listen to Logic.
Oh hell yeah. I've been listening to him for a really long time.
Say Logic's been like since we were in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been putting out music for a while.
Let's see. What was Bobby
Tarantino.
Bobby Tarantino. Yeah.
And then Bobby Tarantino 2.
It's always dangerous when you have a song so good, like 44 bars, and then you come out with 44 more, and it's supposed to be better, and it's just not.
Yeah.
No, but it's still a good song.
Still a good song, but the original one was like just banger.
Well, I always I get weird about like when people the original is like always better. Like I always like wonder if it is. Maybe it is, and like everyone talks about Chance the Rapper, Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Like all those groups, everyone's like
like people are saying that Wolfpack is getting not as good.
Yeah.
What? How dare they? I'll fight them.
People are saying after Thrill of the Arts, everything's gone downhill.
Excuse you. Oh my god.
Or like after like this the Sweet Science, everything was like got like Hill Climber, and then the
When was Christmas in LA?
that was Thrill of the Arts. There was Thrill of the Arts, then Thrill of the Arts, then Sweet Science, and then what's the Birds of a Feather album? I forget the name of that album. And then Hill
Such a
Climber.
good song.
And
Oh
then,
my god. Such a good song.
Birds of a Feather
we flock together. If we got a
I could eat his entire album of that. Just
Oh,
soft.
I just need who's the drummer off that album? Was it don't think it was Nate Smith.
Sonny T? No, not Sonny T.
No, what was his?
Oh.
But just so light.
Yeah.
You can barely hear it. It's just
Well,
so
yeah.
good.
Well, on that one it was. Oh wait, no. That one it was. You see the video for that? It's Jack playing pancakes. Yeah. Like it's
What?
So he plugged up a MIDI to like some pancakes. And he's like playing pancakes he's playing drums. With,
Can you pull that up? I need to see this. I had no idea.
Look up Birds of a Feather. We rock together. It's just him playing
Pancakes?
do.
That's hilarious.
It's just him playing pancakes, just vibing out. I think that's the like, because they're recording it out there. But yeah,
My treetop.
shone so bright, it lit up I almost say blit up everything. It blit. It's a new form of partying. It's blit.
It's blit. Also, that dude's voice is so silky.
Antoine Stanley, man,
I wish I had his voice.
I did a solid impression of him. Was that last year? I just put it on at the end of class one day, like some Wolfpack, and I did a pretty solid impression of him singing the tune Aunt Leslie, and which is a pretty hard. I was like pretty proud of myself, but my kids were asking like what is this? What group is this? I was like, it's my group.
That's my song.
And I like matched them like pretty, and they all like bright. They're like, wait, what?
Hold on.
Like, nah, I'm kidding. No, I wish this.
Yeah, dude, he's so talented.
Yeah, dude.
Question for you: would you rather have the choice of Antoine Sterling's voice or Marvin Gaye's voice?
So like that. Wait.
Not Marvin Gaye. They're pretty much similar. Same
I was
thing.
like
Barry Manilow. Not Barry Manilow, but the Black Barry Manilow.
the Black Barry Manilow. Barry White?
Barry White, thank you.
Oh. So like
ironic that the black guy's name's Barry White.
Yeah. Yeah, and he has the lowest.
Yeah, the lowest voice ever.
No, I'd rather not sing like Barry White. No offense. Like it's, don't get me wrong, like Barry White's voice is like super smooth, but like it can only do that.
Yeah.
Like,
That's fair.
because if Barry White started singing up like high, it'd be like kind of weird.
It's like me singing up high. It doesn't
right?
work.
Yeah, it's like
It's very frustrating.
I don't know if that works. I need more like low subtones, but Antoine can go.
That's so good.
All the way up there, all the way down there. Antoine Stanley, man, he kills him.
Is it Stanley or Sterling?
Stanley.
Stanley, my bad.
Like Flat Stanley. Did you do Flat Stanley?
No. What is that?
I don't really remember. Did you do Flat Stanley?
I don't know what that is.
It was like a weird like you mail them like around the world. It was like a thing like you like pass like Flat Stanley.
No idea.
You like you write a letter to your like
a pen pal?
It was like a pen pal, but you send a person, like you send this little person thing. That sounds awful. Okay.
That sounds super weird.
A cutout of a little dude. And he's like in your envelope with your letter, and like you just, like Flat Stanley, like I think that's what it was. Like Flat Stanley like traveled the world. Like it was.
Are you messing with me?
No.
That sounds fake.
No, it's real.
That reminds me of that hitchhiking robot. You ever saw that?
Hitchhiking robot.
Yeah. It's not like a real robot, but somebody like pieced together like a robot thing and like put a sign on it that was like I'm hitchhiking across the it was like the world or something. It like started in like Europe or something, and it like got all the way to the U.S. and it was like in California, and then it was found in a ditch, all destroyed.
Oh,
like somewhere in the middle of the U.S. or something like that.
Oh man,
man, why can't people just have a good time?
People got to be assholes.
Just let it go. Let it.
You ever picked up a hitchhiker?
No.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It's pretty cool, man. They were going to San Antonio to catch a bus. It was in San Marcos. And I don't know why I did it, but like I was pulling out because I was going down to go teach. Also, like probably not the best call, but I've made worse choices in my life. But yeah, it was just like this dude and a chick, and they seemed fairly chill. Yeah, and they were just like chilling on the corner, like.
Oh yeah, some people just legit they just need a ride.
And I was like, "Hey, where do you guys need to go?" They're like, "We're trying to get to San Antonio, man." I was like, "I'm going to San Antonio. Get in." And it was like, we just talked. I don't remember what we talked about, but they were pretty cool.
See, I don't possess the ability to just talk to strangers.
I mean but the starting point is pretty simple in that instance. Like, where are you going?
Well, yeah.
Like, why are you going to San Antonio?
There, yeah.
Where are you coming from? Oh, okay. Why did you leave San Francisco?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
See, that involves small talk. Small talk is my least favorite talk.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but
you have to do a lot of it.
Well, yeah, but I get 5 minutes, 10 minutes of small talk, then I'm asking you about your life. So, I don't know.
Huh?
Yeah. Like, I don't do small talk.
What? But yeah. But that was like, I mean, yeah. I guess that like.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, so where you from? What do you do? All right. So, like, what are you afraid of?
what are you afraid of? What's your deepest darkest secret? Let's get to it. Let's get to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, man. They were cool people. Just dropped them off downtown, just outside of downtown. I was like, I gotta go. Like,
do they have stuff with them? Or
they like backpacks.
Oh.
Yeah. I wonder how they're doing. I wonder if they're alive.
That's a big question, isn't it?
Right.
You're like, don't wonder if that person's alive.
I mean, they weren't sketchy or anything, but like, I don't know. Get picked up by the wrong person.
Right, yeah.
Get got.
Get stabbed in the alley. Stabbed.
Kris, do you take baths?
No.
Why do you not take baths?
I don't find them appealing. I don't know.
What's wrong with the bath? Did you take a bath?
No.
Oh.
The only time I take a bath is an Epsom salt bath, and even then, I don't like doing it.
Oh. I think it was be kind of weird, but the show iCarly when I was little, there's a scene in one of the episodes where they were talking about baths, and Carly asked Sam like why she doesn't take baths. It's because she said you're just sitting there in your own filth.
Right.
And so since then, I was like, I'm never taking a bath.
You are sitting in a stew of you.
Like it's not even that for me. I'm afraid to get got.
In the tub?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more afraid of getting got in the shower.
I'm afraid of getting got in the shower as well. But I feel more vulnerable in a bath because I'm laying down.
Yeah.
I mean...
If I'm standing up, I have a chance to, like, avert.
But that's why you lock the door before you take a bath.
Well, yeah. It's a illegitimate fear. But...
Yeah.
Still.
Like when you're in the bathroom and then the curtains, like, come in a little bit from, like, the air pressure. Yeah. And then you're like, who the fuck is in there?
Yeah. No, I am, like... I'm stressed to close my eyes when I, like... wash my hair.
Well, yeah, that's how when it comes to like showering, I'm like, I always do a thing where like I'll close my eyes for a second, and then like I'll get this thing I call tiny head. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but it's like where you're like washing your head, but it feels like it's like you only feel you. And, like, the rest of the room kind of goes away. So, like, the size of, like, your body is just like,
okay, yeah.
I feel like it's only me right now. I could die so easily.
Yeah.
Like, that's the...
I've swung. I've swung in the shower. Yeah.
Okay, that's...
Dude.
You didn't even see anything.
Nope.
You just
Felt something. Just threw it out there, just in case.
just threw out a jab. Just jabbed the wall. Just gotta set the tone. What's up? Nothing.
You gotta let the demons know what's up, man.
Give him the old 1-2.
Yeah, I'm
invisible
legit. Like probably one of my most illegitimate fears is getting got
in the shower.
And what's weird is I don't have that anxiety like when I was showering at the gym. It's only at home.
That feels like a more of a place to get.
It is. You're correct.
Oh. Yeah,
because there you're kind of surrounded by people, so if something were to happen, you'd be found.
Exactly.
That is a part of it too. Is that
like if something happens here, like who knows how long it's gonna be.
I've thought about that a bunch, man.
I had that thought the other day. I was like
if I get got here,
right
now, best case scenario, you guys might roll up in like 3 days,
right?
Like, but before, like year one, like Duran's gonna come looking for me after a week,
right?
I'm like, that's not good. I've been got for a long time.
There was one day in college where I was just sitting at home in my apartment, like about to practice, and I had a reed in my mouth, and I like swallowed it, and I like on the ground, like choking, about to die. I was like, if I would have died here,
that is one of my fears.
No one would have
choking like in your house, like eating while you're alone.
It's like, no one would have known. Like, you would have just been like, oh, Evan's been dead for like 2 days.
Yeah. That's wild. Terrifying.
Yeah. But also, I think I'm still not convinced I'm going to die in a weird way. I feel like it's just going to be like some boring, like, oh, he got cancer at 83. Like,
You're convinced you're gonna die a normal way?
Yeah, just like
I'm fairly convinced I'm gonna get got. Like, I don't know how.
I'm gonna have a weird moment with my family surrounding me. Like, oh, he's 84. Like, I feel like I'm gonna hear stage 4 before I die. Like,
that's terrifying. I hate that.
I'm also a fan of the.
I don't want to die in a hospital bed.
I recently there's a movie came out. I think it was last year. It's called The Farewell. Aquafina like starred in it, and it's about her grandmother is dying of cancer, but in the Chinese culture, they don't tell the person that's dying. They're like, just out of respect, like, hey, you're about to, like, they'd rather not tell them, like, hey, you're gonna die in a month. They'd rather just like the family just be around them, and like they had like they faked like a wedding. They were just like. I was like, I kind of like that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Like, you wouldn't like to just like go out like partying, like.
Well, I don't want to die in a hospital.
Oh yeah, dying in a hospital.
Not doing it.
I thought I was gonna die in a hospital on Friday. I had some mad food poisoning. I was like, is this how I'm gonna like? You ever get that feeling whenever you're like sick or something, or you're like, I'm gonna feel this way for forever. Like,
yeah.
It's like, you're like, oh man, I don't want to.
That's why I don't believe in being sick.
You just sit there and you're like, yeah, soak that in.
Yeah.
You just like let that sink in. Like,
I don't get sick because of that feeling.
Because you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna feel this way for.
Yeah, I don't get sick. Have you ever known me to be sick? We've known each other for 3 years now.
I mean, like, yeah.
No, but like, have you?
Not like I'm gonna stay in for the day sick, but it's usually like, hey, I'm dying right now.
Yeah. I'm not sick though.
I'm dying, but I'm not sick.
That's part of it. A lot of it's mental.
Like episode 14 or something?
I was about to say, you had
There's a episode where
my body was killing itself.
Yeah.
So you weren't sick?
I wasn't sick though. That was just my body freaking out because I was like
eating too much broccoli.
No, that was later. That was when I was throwing up on my way to to go teach at your place.
Yeah.
That was when I just decided to cut all of carbs out of my diet and get 600 grams of 600 grams of 600 calories a meal as opposed to my like 1,000 at a time.
Oh.
Yeah. But I wasn't sick. I was just dying. It's different.
I was done with the broccoli.
Oh, the broccoli thing.
You were just,
It was like a week. I couldn't come down there. I think it was like 3 or 4 days. I was just like, dude, I can't. I just feel like throwing up. And it was every time after lunch, and then finally I just like didn't eat that lunch.
I mean, just because you're doing stuff doesn't mean you're not sick.
Yeah, but I'm not.
I worked through it, so I wasn't sick.
Yeah. To me, being sick is being lied up in a bed, needing NyQuil and Tylenol. I never get like that.
I died but came back, but I didn't die.
Yep.
Didn't die. Didn't die.
Do you guys know how
No.
Like, how is TikTok able to just run music on it?
What are you talking about?
Like, they're just able to run music on it without any copyright infringement.
I don't really know.
I think they get like permission from the artist to like use their songs.
Well,
That's
because there's some people that like use like songs like all the time. Like there's one guy, he literally like will talk about like what songs like sampled from other songs, and he'll play 2 songs every time. But I guess it's because of how little they're using. If you're only using like 10, 15 seconds of it, it's fine, I think.
I don't know. Because I mean, it's the idea of a lot of the streaming stuff is that you can't use it in any way to make profit off of it.
Well, it's some artists like that their song gets popular on.
No, for sure.
TikTok.
And I mean, there is artists out there that's
right.
They're creating songs just for TikTok, which is gross.
But there's also like there's like a song from the 80s they got really.
Okay, so it says TikTok, a bit like YouTube, has its own library of music for users to include in their videos without risk of copyright infringement. According to representatives from the platform, copyrighted music appears on the app because TikTok pays royalties for the licenses. So they pay artists to use their music for sounds for people to use in their videos.
So like, hey, everyone loves this sound. Like you're getting like 1,000 videos on this sound.
So they'll pay them to use their sound.
Yeah, I wonder. That's such a wild thing because just like thinking about like contracts with artists and record labels, like that's a.
Well, and a lot of because I got into like song producer TikTok, and there's a lot of people talking on there now. They're like, hey, everyone stop putting all of your music on TikTok because
no, exactly,
like it's a little bit too not like copyrighted and published.
Yeah,
like,
it's not a viable option,
right?
For you as an artist to make money.
I mean, I guess like the making money thing now is like popularity, not so much.
But still,
like
so
streams.
It's like, what's her face? D'Amelio?
Charlie D'Amelio.
Yeah. Like, she's not paying
for all the music.
Cardi B
right
to dance to her songs.
Right.
So TikTok is paying Cardi B, like, here's $5,000.
Right.
We're going to use this 20 seconds of this song.
Right.
But then they pay Charlie, too, for...
But then Charlie gets $1 million
right.
off of that. And then how many people go over... I mean, Cardi B is a bad example because she's, like, popular. But,
how many people, like, listen to that song afterward?
Yeah, like they listen to that song afterwards, or even more so, like, go into Spotify and...
Right.
Like, listen to all of their discography, or buy an album off iTunes, or buy an off of Apple Play.
That's one thing you can't do on, at least I don't think you can on like TikTok, is you can't go to that person's like Spotify. You can't go to that sounds like Spotify, which is kind of bad.
Which is shitty.
Like,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
you
Like,
should be
it doesn't make sense that.
Because there's been
Like-
some songs on there. I'm like, I want to find this. Like, I don't want to have to go search. Like, if they're putting the song on the TikTok, I want to be able to find the song.
Wait, so they're not even like labeling like.
No, they'll label what song it is. Like,
Okay.
Especially if it's like the.
Yeah, there's like a thing at the bottom that says like what sound it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you just click the sound, and then it'll take it to like the basis of what sound it is. So it might say like, hey, this is that song by this person, but you have to go find it like after that.
But yeah, like that. I mean, if you're a. Like, what's somebody on the come up? Like, if you're Chance, like, let's say this like Cocoa Butter Kisses gets featured. TikTok slips you $5,000
right for your song
for your song, and like, yeah, $5,000 is good, but comparatively, like, how much money does TikTok make off of it?
Right. Yeah.
Ridiculous. And then how many other people are getting money off of doing something to your work?
Right.
And you're not getting any royalties from them.
Because someone could get like internet famous from doing a TikTok to your song.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they got famous to my song. Do I get their money?
And you don't get a cut of their pay. You don't get, like, you're not guaranteed more followers. You're not guaranteed like I would be interested to see what those contracts are like. It's like, if this song hits, does your percentage go up of revenue from TikTok?
I feel like it must in some form or fashion. Like,
because a lot of times that I notice is like a sound or a song will blow up on like TikTok, and the next week it's like on the radio.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that person's like streams will go up.
Okay.
Because people will try to find it. They won't.
That's fair.
Granted, I mean, there are the people that like I have several times like brought up a song, and kids will be like, that's a TikTok song. I'm like, no, it's like a My Chemical Romance song. Like, it's a
Dude, I keep getting angry every time, and this is also partly why I don't like TikTok, is because there's a lot of the music is just blatantly sampling real tracks from back in the day, but they're only sampling like 20 seconds of this new garbage.
Yeah.
Like, the first time I heard, there's somebody sampled Nuck, If You Buck, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, first off, if you're gonna sample Nuck If You Buck, like, just do the originals track. But then how dare you try to rap over that song? Like,
I mean, that's a lot of. I mean, I had this thought earlier. Is that a lot of TikTok is kind of like the early YouTube. People are using it for a means of getting out their like creative product, and the creative product is sampling, producing, and that's kind of the.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because a lot of people are tired of it now.
Really?
So, yeah, like earlier, I saw somebody. Well, it's because it's like these music artists, and they all go on there. They all have the same story. Oh, my parents don't believe in me.
Right.
Oh, like my parents want me to do this, but I want to pursue music, and all this. And at first, it's like, oh, cool, like we'll support you. And now it's like every artist is saying the same exact thing, same exact story. And there's one guy who went on, and they were like, yeah. Like, all the comments were like, same story, like, give up, like, telling this man to, like, stop. Because his whole story was like, his dad wants him to be, like, an electrician or something, but he wants to do music. And everybody's like, you can do both.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's one thing that TikTok kind of, like, gets rid of, is the idea of, like, you can be multi-talented. You don't have to do you don't have to drop everything to to start your own record label. You can.
This is such a weird. That's such a loaded conversation. Does having a plan B make you work less?
No. Not if you do it right.
well, when you say plan B, what do you mean by that?
Like you have like your
Like you have a if this doesn't work out, I'ma do that. And the reason why I bring it up is just like it's kind of fresh in my mind because a lot of fighters, like that's something you physically can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And anytime you see a fighter that is 1 foot in, 1 foot out, they're getting rocked every time.
When they try to be like a trainer and
no, not even that. Like just like any time they're just like they like 1 or 2 losses, and they're kind of like openly saying like, I don't know if I'm like I might continue in the sport, I might get out.
Yeah.
Like anytime that happens, like a lot of commentators just like, bro, you just got to get out because you can't do this half-ass.
No.
You can't have second thoughts in this because there are people that are like, no, this is all I'm going to do because if I don't, then I'm not going to feed my family. Which even then, the feed my family trope is a bit...
Yeah, I mean...
meh. But just like because the fear of not making it for some is greater than the joy of success.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a thing to consider. Is like you should be more like willing to be successful than you are to feed your family. Well, that sounds wrong.
No, but I got to bring it up. Like Steven, my boy Steven Vogel.
Yeah.
He talked about this when we were in college because he came in as a double major, performance and education.
Okay.
And after that first year, he dropped the education, and
He's like, I need to go all in.
Well, he's kind of going back and forth, and he wasn't super in love with the education side of things, and he was like, all right, I'm just gonna buckle down and just do the performance route. And a couple of professors were like, this is a bad call. Like that's a dumb idea. Like you should have a backup.
Yeah.
But then as he went through it, like he was talking to other people that were jumping into the performance side of things, and he was like, you have to be comfortable with waking up every day and knowing that it might not work out.
Right.
And you're still gotta go and try.
Yeah, that is a... I don't know how you grow comfortable into that, but that's...
I don't think you do, but that if you tell yourself that enough, you're going to like make it. Like you have to.
Right.
You have to make it at that point in time. And interesting enough, Steven is now an educator. Like he's a private lesson teacher. He teaches at Texas Lutheran University.
Right.
But he doesn't have an education degree. But he's also, well, I mean, before COVID, he was like, gigging like crazy, and it wasn't like jazz gigs and like other things. Like he was doing brass quintets and like these big the what have you, the not the community, but like the not quite Austin Symphony or Dallas Winds, but like the, I don't know, Navarro Winds. I'm trying to think of literally any other like notable orchestra program or
like semi-professional.
Like semi-professional like orchestras and wind bands and stuff like that. So and then this leads into this other question: did he make it as a performer because he's teaching?
There's that whole chestnut.
Right?
Like, can you be a good performer and a good teacher? It's like, yeah.
And in his case, it's like,
because I know of some like major like especially like major like instrumental professors that would say like otherwise. Like
of course,
one of my favorite saxophone players ever, Timothy McAllister. Hopefully one of these days I'm gonna like actually get to take more than one lesson with him. He got his bachelor's in education.
Okay.
His master's in performance, and then he got his doctorate in wind band conducting.
Damn.
And now he's a saxophone professor. Like, dude is a master of his instrument. He's also a master teacher. Like,
yeah.
He's all, like, so you can definitely do both, and the same thing for your TikTok people. Like, you can, if you want to dig into, I'm gonna be a rapper, like, dig into it, but. Well, I don't know. Is there a but? Like, should there be a but?
That's what I'm saying. If you allow there to be a but, are you then?
Are you stopping? Like, you're
not working as hard,
right?
Because this is also the impressive thing about Vogel, is he never worked in the kitchen in college. He never worked at the outlet malls.
Yeah.
He got jobs as secretaries at like a bookkeeper or something like that at music festivals and music camps over the summer, and then he was gigging throughout like the normal year. So it's like he didn't give himself the option. And I might have talked to him about it once, but I don't know if he purposely was like, I am never gonna get a normal job. I'm only gonna get paid from trombone.
Right.
And he did it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then you have you and I listen to a bunch of these comedians, and at the jump you can't slide in like Vogel did, where because I mean he had jobs in high school. Right. While he was getting really good at trombone there, and he was able to like swing into just being trombone in college.
But on the comedy scene, on your first couple of open mics, you can't.
You're getting best case scenario, you might get slipped a $5.
Yeah.
Like
you don't.
You can't pay any bills with that.
Right.
So you have to have a side gig.
I think at that level, you definitely have to.
Yeah.
Like, until it becomes like a legit thing where you can make enough to survive.
Yeah.
Then you can then that's a question of that, like, how much is enough to survive. Like, our salary right now isn't the coup de grace, but
it's nothing to bat an eyelash.
Yeah, it's we're living comfortably now. So like we don't have to like work a second job or anything like that.
Yeah, thankfully.
But yeah, at that. If you're doing like you want to be a songwriter on TikTok, if you're making enough doing songwriting, then to live comfortably, then I say go ahead.
Yeah.
There's artists like one of my favorite artists, Sammy Ray. Like, she's only put like one album out. Like, it was like 2 years ago, and it's like her and her friends, and like she like put like 6 songs. Like, it's a really short album.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's what she does all day, is write songs, and I'm like, if that's paying the bills, then pays the bills. Like,
I mean, even with Kris, like, your ultimate goal is like the photography /
I'm still trying to figure
it out.
Yeah.
I mean that's also part of it, is like, if you don't have a clear goal, like, it doesn't make sense for you to just lean into the photography thing. Like, lean into something that's taking care of you comfortably, that you're able to do, which you are, the electrician stuff. But like, you are also mastering trying to master some photography stuff, trying to master this video editing. I was gonna say web designing, but not it. Yeah. But like the video editing and the video software and all that. Like, yeah, you're supposed to do that, but at what point, if he chooses to do that,
do you have to go all in?
Do you have to go all in? And does he have to go all in? Is he going to be less successful as a video editor if he's not only video editing?
I think when you're getting enough from it to like live, I think that's when you can. And do you ever get to that point without going all in? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Like, I don't know. Like, like as a gigging musician, like do you, if you're trying to,
What I've kind of gathered just from people I've listened to and stuff is like you have your job,
Right.
something that's easy, doesn't require much skill,
right,
and something that'll give you money to get through.
Yeah.
And then you have your side hustle, which when you're not at your job, you're putting everything into that.
Yeah.
right,
And then you try and build that skill up, and so that way, if it doesn't work out, you still have that to fall back on.
right.
And then,
but this is my question is like,
then you can start something different that might work out for you.
if by you saying if it doesn't work out, are you like, is it right there that you're just like, it doesn't work out? Like, are you stamping that you're not going to make it when you say that?
I feel like it depends on your mentality.
I mean, like to me, all that, like I'm thinking of like Einstein being a patent clerk,
Yeah.
Parker being a dishwasher. Like, it's one of those things where it's like they weren't putting all of their like energy
Yeah.
into what they were doing, but that's because like they were trying to live. So like if you can't live and you're like, you've been just like writing songs for.
That's another thing is like getting burnt out on whatever you're doing.
Right, because you can start to hate it.
That is also true.
Especially
And-
putting like 12-hour days into like just one thing.
Right,
Like
yeah.
there's a point where you're just like,
But if that's if that's like the one thing, and the like, I'm maybe it's because I'm only thinking of like truly professional like athletes and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like, I vaguely remember Conor McGregor's story, and if somebody knows it, like, please correct me. But it's something along the lines of when he was on the come up, like he didn't work, so that way he could just train. Like his girlfriend at the time was the one that was doing the job. And she believed so much in him that he was going to make it as a professional fighter that she was like the one paying all the bills, and she was like meal prepping for him,
But see,
so that way he could be in the gym 12 hours a day.
That's the contingency, though. Like if you don't have someone like that, I kind of find it like the thing when people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a year off and go backpacking for."
Yeah.
It's like if you have the
Means to do
the
it.
means to do it, go ahead. Go ahead. Like go all in. If you have like a nest egg of like a salary for a year, then like go ahead. Like
Go and do that. Yeah.
go all out. But if you don't have that, you shouldn't. Not that it's like limiting you, but like, but here's the thing about that though. I think you get more creative the less time you have. I think you get more like innovative the less time you have. Like if you only have if you work 8 hours a day, and you eat and do other stuff for 4 hours a day, those other 4 hours, you're gonna figure out how to get as much like
That's fair.
time in as possible, and get like really efficient with your time there. So that's one part of it.
it's kind of like the I don't know if you've ever heard it. It's like the pot thing. Like, I'll just say it.
Yeah.
It's so two groups were given two different tasks, but like the same thing. So one group was told to make one pot that was really good, and they had 2 days to do it.
Okay.
The other group was told to make as many pots as they could within 2 days and see like what came out of that. And the better pot came from the quantity group because they were doing it and repeating so many times,
over
learning
and
from
over again.
mistakes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that instead of just focusing on the one, and like that one had flaws that they didn't see before, that the
Yeah.
quantity who did it multiple times, yeah.
I never heard of that, but yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, and the means is a big part of it. I mean, you think of Deontay Wilder. I can't remember. I think it's his daughter had like this crazy, like not disease, but something was wrong with her, and he knew that he wasn't going to be able to take care of his family and his kids with the job that he was at.
Yeah.
So then he just decided to go into boxing, and then in 3 years he makes the Olympics. And it's like
He just went like all in.
he just went all in on boxing, but then it's this weird, like it's a gamble. Like everything is a gamble. Because he didn't know that he had this like what is he? Is he Orthodox? This like this off button right hand where he just like bleep and just sleep and just instantly puts people to sleep. Like he didn't like.
Yeah.
I don't think he knew that as a because he got into boxing when he was like 23.
Jeez.
Yeah, like super late. Like,
so I can imagine like right now, just
right now,
I'm gonna hop into boxing.
Yeah, so you moved to Temple, and instead of being a teacher, you decided to pursue boxing, and then like in 3 years, you're going to the Olympics. Not even in 3 years. Can you look that up real quick, dog? I know you're looking up something right now, but how long was Deontay Wilder boxing before he went to the Olympics?
How you spell his name?
Deontay, then Wild ER. But
how long was Deontay Wilder
boxing before he got to the Olympics?
I mean, that's are people afraid to ride the struggle bus? Is that what you're getting to?
I think that's a lot of it, man. And you know,
because I feel like that if you don't have that cushion, like you're gonna ride the struggle bus for a little bit.
Like you have to, right. Like you putting like me going through college, taking all those jobs, even though I had the full ride scholarship, but I wanted to do the music thing, the half ride scholarship. I don't know, not full ride because I still have 50 grand in loans. God damn it. I had school paid for it, right?
Said he started boxing in 2005 and Olympics in 2008.
Yes, 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 years, and then he got a bronze or a gold.
Bronze.
Right? Could you imagine in 3 years?
Right. Yeah.
You become the third best in the world.
What's the Olympics are like? You know, Olympics are a thing you train for when you're like 11.
Your entire life. Yeah, like it's wild because like especially in boxing, like kids start when they're 7,
right,
6. They start in like the Golden Gloves circuit, and then they move up through that, and then they get into like the amateur circuit, and then maybe they get chosen for the Olympic trials. Because even then, like the Olympic trials are 2007.
But did he stop working and just like?
Even if he didn't, like.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like.
But he might have. He might have stopped working, to an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's this. Yeah, the question is like.
Like if you move to like Hollywood right now to go be an actor.
Yeah.
Like yeah, we could do that. We could go to like, but it's gonna be
hard. It's gonna be really, really
hard.
And it's gonna take a lot of waking up, like Steven said,
right?
Of like this might not work out. And then you have to go out the door.
I'm gonna go to my Black Panther 2 audition.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, and then like it's people like Anderson .Paak who took 10 years to get anybody to recognize him. So like let's say he practiced for 10 years and then he's like, all right, I think I'm good enough to go get a record label, to get signed to a record label, and then spends another 10 years waiting to get on a record. Like the amount of like self confidence and almost like ignorance to be like, nah, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
Like that's bananas. And now he's one of the most successful rap artists in the game.
Yeah, it takes a certain amount of like the word I think is like confidence, and my favorite like quote I've ever heard is confidence. It's the water for the wise man, but the liquor for the fool. Like it's like if you're an Anderson .Paak or if you're Deontay what?
Wilder.
Wilder.
Also, just come on, like if you're gonna have that name, you can't. I think he was working for the postal service or something like just like. Okay, please double check me on that. What was he doing before his boxing career?
Yeah.
But
yeah, like there's you definitely have to have a lot of those people are definitely wise. Now there are also the fools that are like, I'm gonna move to LA and make noise music for for all my life. Like
so, but all this to say, it's so hard to like talk shit on like the SoundCloud rappers. Go ahead.
It says he worked 4 jobs. He was an amateur boxer after he left school. He had 4 jobs that he worked to earn money to better. It doesn't say what he did.
But yeah, he was already like working 4 jobs. Like,
yeah,
he was already.
And he was trying to do the amateur thing,
right.
And then to be like,
he's gonna lean into it.
This isn't a guarantee, but if it make it, I'm gonna make millies.
Right.
And he gets it done. What was I saying?
It's cool poly with him.
Pass the goddamn butter. What was I saying?
We were talking about SoundCloud rappers.
SoundCloud. Yeah, it's hard to talk shit on the SoundCloud rappers because it's like Russ made it off SoundCloud.
Right.
Trippy Red made it off SoundCloud.
Yeah, Trippy Red. I'm sure a lot of those guys.
A lot of those guys come from SoundCloud.
Right.
And it's like Panda. Designer.
Yeah.
SoundCloud. And so it's like, what makes Designer different from somebody else? I mean,
a better product.
a better product, yeah. But just then it's like, well, I don't know Designer's history, but when you talk about Russ, 52 weeks straight of a track, 54 weeks straight of a track every week, just uploaded to SoundCloud. It's like that's a lot, and like you're saying with the pottery thing, like that first track was probably garbage, but by 54, like. If you force yourself to write that much, if you force yourself to come up with lyrics and learn how to like become a storyteller.
There's this one rapper on on TikTok. He starts off with every rap with like he's like MOB, mayonnaise over biscuits. Like he always it's something the hungry rapper. Like he just raps about starts about rapping about food, but it turns into like other stuff.
Silly, I like it.
But he just like puts out like and that's what those people are doing on TikTok and stuff. They're just putting out.
Just put something out,
like,
and
hopefully they make it. And if you do, like I said, I don't think you have to go all in until it's like you can make money off of it.
I guess the better question is, what is all in?
I think all in is like that's your day job. That's your 8 hours. Like,
so if you're Russ, and you've committed yourself to putting a track out every week.
But well, with that, I mean, I can spend 4 hours a week and make a track. I think that'd be.
But do you just want to put out a track, or do you want to put out a good track?
I mean, don't. I'm a Virgo. I'm a perfectionist that wants everything to be perfect. Otherwise, I don't do it.
Nerd.
Space race.
Oh my god, I hate you. I'm a Virgo. That's what I hear every time somebody says that crap.
Yeah, I don't do stuff until it's perfect. So that's my problem.
Yeah, no, for sure, and that's why I don't do things in general, because I'm like, if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be perfect. So I'd rather just not do it.
Right.
It's I found the article that talked about the pot thing, but on it says after the story, it says attempt mediocrity even. Dare to write one really awful sentence if you have to. It takes the pressure off, and mediocre might just lead to good, which every now and then might get me to awesome. But if I start expecting to begin with awesome, I might just sit there instead, waiting for the lightning to strike, or more likely start scrolling Twitter and RSS feeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just listening to a podcast this morning, and I see if you just look up the quote and maybe we can find it. But it was something to the effect of, the first draft of everything sucks.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, always.
Right.
So just do it.
Right.
But it's so strange to have a mindset like you and I. I'm gonna say just you as a human being, not you as Virgo. You.
Ernest Hemingway said that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Hemingway, just a gangster.
Yeah.
Can you just look up some Hemingway quotes, because he's got some ones to live by.
If you ever have free time, look up Randy Feltface, the life of Ernest Hemingway.
I will. All right. Feltface. That's a wild name.
Yeah. Or I can. It's like a 3-minute clip if I can show you.
Either way.
Talking about
being a perfectionist.
Yeah.
It's hard to get past that idea of like everything sucks, just do it.
Right.
Like for the first time you do anything, it's gonna suck, so just do it. But it's like, but I want it to be good.
But I only do good.
Yeah.
So I only that's the and I guess that's what holds back a lot of people, is that like they want it to be good.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not why put it out, but it's like, oh, I don't want.
It's hard to put it out, and
that's me when I write songs. Anytime I write a song, I'm like, man, I like that song. I don't want to put it out though. I should.
So at what level? At what level do you put it out? Does you just doing it, is that enough, or do you need to put it out to get that critique?
Then you're getting into like audience versus like art. Like,
yeah,
is art made for the audience or is it made for you?
But how do you know people are gonna like it unless you put it out? But then like,
right?
Do you have that self like, I need to take care of my person because like I like this. What if everybody else hates it?
Right.
Yeah, I feel like at that point you just gotta tell yourself like, I just gotta like open myself to the critique, and like if somebody says they don't like it, like I need to find out why they don't like it and fix those issues.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just, I feel like that's just a mentality thing that you gotta get over.
Is that ego?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I think
nobody wants to be known for something that's bad, but you can't be good until you're bad. Really.
Yeah.
This is a really good segue into the Dr. Seuss racism.
I do have to go soon, though.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say, we've been here for...
I don't know how long we've been here.
An hour and a half.
Oh, shit. Word? All right. So I'll try to keep it short. So, like, legitimately. The works that Dr. Seuss was doing at the early stages.
Yeah.
One of the first dudes out there doing, like, comics and,
Right.
like caricatures and stuff like that. One of the first guys. So you got to pay your bills.
Yeah.
So if somebody commissions you to do something, are you going to have a moral high ground to not do it? Or are you just going to take the gig?
Right, yeah.
Because it pays you
right
$100.
And for the time, that was the comedy of
and for the time, that was a comedy.
Yeah.
And so a couple of his first things, mad racist. A couple of his first books, they weren't like the I'll go to the zoo thing.
Yeah.
If I owned a zoo.
Yeah.
Like that one's a little rough. But then also it's like the other one where it's talking about like Asian folks.
Yeah,
like that was
going to parts unknown where you can't pronounce where they're from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I'm not saying that is not racist. I'm not saying that that's not shitty.
Yeah.
But it's unfair, and again, this is just the other side of the argument.
Yeah.
He eventually got rid of that.
Right.
Right? Like, so why are you dragging somebody for their past when they eventually left it? Like his last books are talking about treat everybody well, no matter what they look like.
The Lorax and stuff.
Yeah, like the Lorax, and then like whatever else of his later books, like where it's like he grew as a person,
right?
And sure, he might not have blatantly apologized for the stuff that he previously did, but he made it a point to where his later works were almost making up for the lack of insensitivity or the.
You see that I don't think that stuff, like the current like thing of like, you know, they're getting rid of they're putting books like the Mulberry Street one, if I Own a Zoo, they're putting those out of print. I think those are they're not dragging his name through the mud. I think they're simply trying to. For instance, I had a kid in one of my classes.
Yeah.
He started doing like I'm not gonna do it, but like the whole like Asian eye thing.
Yeah.
And like I was like, man, if I had an Asian kid in my class, they would have been really like
that's super shitty.
Like upset with that.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, you know, if you see that in a book, you're just like, that's just funny. They look funny, and I want to make fun of them.
Yeah.
I think that's why any of this is like happening.
No, for sure. And again, I don't want to take away from the racial insensitivity. I know you guys got to go, but just like that, obviously that was bad.
Right.
But he didn't continue to do that. This is the argument that I'm trying to make, is that like he got better as a human over time. And that's what you're supposed to do. I
don't think it's about him though.
What do you mean?
Like I don't think it's about like Dr. Seuss himself. I think it's about like his earlier work.
But they are trying to, you know, they don't just pick and choose what they cancel. Like the publisher was like, these 6 books suck. We're sorry. We're gonna put those out of print, which is also a problem because then that makes them a collector's item. So now you're making something racist. Oh yeah, a collector's item. So like, yeah. But like people,
well, I mean, so it's like Mein Kampf and stuff. Like
that. Exactly. Like
right.
Somebody is profiting off of Mein Kampf.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like the book is called My Struggle, and he's talking about his struggle because there are Jews in the world.
Well, yeah, that's.
Why are we allowed? Like, the argument is, why are we allowed to keep that book, and we're not allowed to keep If I Owned a Zoo?
Yeah.
Well, that's so like I saw this on TikTok. It was like they're canceling Dr. Seuss, but yet WAP, the song WAP that comes on the radio that kids listen to and sing is.
Well, yeah.
Apparently
that's
okay.
Goddamn straw man argument. I hate when people bring that up. It's like
I mean, I understand the difference, but it's like I don't know.
Yes, the song, but like it's an explicit song. Like you're bringing up an argument about explicitness over racism. It's like those two things don't correlate. And ultimately, Dr. Seuss is going to get dragged down. Like, as much as you say that it's just going to be those books in particular.
If you think so.
I just, by following the track of cancel culture, people don't pick and choose what you cancel. It's just like, you did something shitty back in the day, you're out. Because, like, that's what happened with, like, Brian Callen. Like, something, like, somebody wrote up a LA Times article from a date that they went on, like, 15 years ago. Oh. One date. Aziz Ansari. One date.
Right.
Like, and that's not to take away from something like Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Who's like 50 actresses.
Right.
Fat Albert.
Cosby?
Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
50 women. Like,
there was a picture of him being funny still. I was like, wait a minute. He was being funny, like leaving like a thing. It was like, wait, he's still. No, he's awful though.
Right, like those examples are explicit in his. his entire life he was a
Right.
piece of shit.
See, and that's an example of the reverse where before they were making good stuff,
Yeah.
and then, but then it came to light that they were doing bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you flip it around, they were doing bad stuff, and then later on they got better.
Yeah.
It's like, do we have to keep the bad stuff?
And no, I'm not. Again, I'm
don't think
not
so.
saying not to discontinue.
Yeah.
Well, I am saying to not discontinue those books because again, it becomes a collector's item, and therefore you're making racism a collector's item, and that gets squirrely. But just like you can acknowledge the racist tones from there, right? Like there's legitimate like people pulling up the picture of like the picture of like this animal, the way that he was drinking the straw, and like the line says something blah blah blah. Drinking it like it was ink, and like the side by side photo of like a black baby drinking ink because that's where they thought the color was coming from. The black skin was coming from the fact that they were drinking ink.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that's shitty. That is that diet racism that I talk about.
Right.
But if that was when he was 20, and then he came out with the Lorax when he was 35, like,
Right.
you should care about the earth.
Right.
Right? Like his views obviously changed once X, Y, and Z happened. His views changed. Maybe his views were the same the entire time, but he had to write that book because somebody gave him $5,000 to jumpstart his career. Then once he jumpstarted his career, he was like, "Cool,
now I'm gonna write something actually.
now I'm gonna write the stuff that I want,
Right.
And now it's gonna be quality content, and now it's gonna be about stuff that I care about because I'm taken care of."
Yeah.
So why can't we just acknowledge that the thing that he did in the previous was bad? He learned from that, and he grew from that.
Yeah.
Why can't we just like negate a part of his lifetime, and why do we have to cancel him as an entire human being?
No, I mean we haven't done that yet.
Not yet, but I mean, if you take again if you look at the way cancel culture works, that's what I'm anticipating, and maybe that is wrong on me for anticipating that, and maybe it's not.
Yeah, that gets into the whole thing of like the whole what's the one fallacy that's like the snowball.
Yes, snowball effect.
Yeah, it's like it's like, maybe it'll roll downhill and collect, but also maybe it'll just be like we'll keep reading The Cat in the Hat and the Lorax and stuff.
Yeah,
like it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think, but
I don't know. I think that's an argument to be had about cancel culture and what people do, and
yeah,
it's unfair to not let people grow, and I think that's what a lot of these things are. You want to end on this video?
Okay.
what a guy! Oh.
Yeah, Ernest Hemingway was a gangster, and he's got some great quotes, and we're doing that weird thing, so I feel like I'm in space.
How did that happen?
I don't know, but appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate everybody rolling with us into the end. If you didn't know about Ernest Hemingway, now you do. Y'all be easy. Peace. Thank you.